Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. It is such an exciting time in my makeup life. I am so jazzed to go ahead and do this update on my Pan Those palettes for 2025. So let's go ahead and jump back in time and refresh ourselves on what my palettes looked like. And now let's look at the palettes currently. Let's check out my ColourPop That's Taupe palette after 8 months of usage. All right, and now let's go ahead and check out my Alter Ego Shadow Kiss palette after 8 months of usage. As we normally do, let's go ahead and talk about the ColourPop That's Taupe palette. Whoa, 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 whoa. I am so shocked that I have pan in all 3 of the remaining matte shades in here. Here's what's going on. I basically have come to this palette for my crease looks. And recently, out of the blue, I all of a sudden wanted to try Boa mixed with a particular sort of neutral-ish shade from my Shadow Kiss palette. And I just love it. It's actually what I have on my eyes right now. It's been a lovely go-to combo where I don't want something that is like full-on brown or full-on gold. I go with this. And it's just been working out really, really well for me. On top of that, this is the kind of shade where you have to really like brush it to get product out. And then I have to apply a lot of it to get a decent enough payoff, because it's one of those colors where I feel like it looks like it might be just my skin tone, but when I actually am blending it, it has a bit more of a taupiness than my true skin tone actually does. So that has been fabulous. And then I have widened this shade Pebble Beach, because again, whenever I do anything gold, which is half of the looks coming out of Alter Ego's palette, this is what I'm using. So I'm able to just keep working it through. And then occasionally I have come to Rocksteady and I've been able to start using this because there's been one lid color that I can pair well with this that I've been also gravitating towards. We can talk more about it with Shadow Kiss, but I'm really pleased. I don't know if in the 4 months that we have left, I will use these 3 shades up completely, but I am feeling good about the fact that I have pan in all of them. And I'm just gonna be curious to see how it goes being the go-to crease shades for me from this palette. Now let's talk about the Shadow Kiss palette, which has a lot of discussion to go through. So, Shadow Kiss. Hi. Here's what you should know. What you're seeing for pan showing is where it's going to end, in the sense that I am not going to get pan coming out of those 3 colors there. I am just not touching them. They may as well not exist in this palette because they are just not for me. If I didn't have these crease shades in the That's Taupe palette, that could be a different story, but that's not the case. And these aren't really mattes, so I don't really find myself drawn to them. So I do have a little bit of pan showing in the shade because for a while, these 2 colors I was using as a go-to look. But I recently decided to pair Dare with Boa. And so with this shade here, which is what I've got on my lid, I've got Boa and then I have Dare on my lid. I love it. I think it's a really nice sort of middle ground type of look where I just have been drawn to it. I've been wanting to use it more. So that's why you can see a significant bit of pan showing in here. Like I really leveled this off down to just this corner. And then I had talked about last month, coming into the first month of the school year, of maybe trying to do one of 2 things. Either just go all in on one of these gold shades and get that used up, or try to just use as much as I could. And I ended up just using as much as I could. I discovered, which I was really pleased about, that Eclipse is a really good shade when I just want to have like a brown eye look. I don't want gold. I just want something that's just truly brown. This is what I go to. Eclipse though is finicky, where I feel like I have to really pack a lot of color onto my eye to get, like, it's not like a color that really spreads, so I have to really apply a lot of it to cover my entire lid. And I've been pairing that with the ColourPop shade Rocksteady. So that is why these two have been paired together, and that's why I have more pan showing in here than I really anticipated. It was a pleasant discovery. So I basically have been doing like one of 4 looks. I've been doing that brown look, I've been doing the Dare look, or I've been doing a gold look, and I kind of just evenly choose between Cloak or Mist. I haven't really come back to Zeal, and I don't think I'm going to until I deplete one of these two, because when I'm thinking about gold, those are the two that I go to. I'm not really thinking as much about Zeal. And then my 4th look that I kind of have, which I wouldn't say it's truly gold, but more of this tempt. This is almost like a bronzy, coppery, goldy color. It's not true gold. Like, it's not true gold, but it has undertones in there. So I also have been going with that. I'm just really pleased to see the nice spread and widening of pan. When we talk about like progress for the next month, I definitely think for my That's Taupe palette, I'm really just hoping to continue to widen the pan. I'm gonna be curious what another month of heavy usage in those mattes is going to look like how far can we really get? And then for my Shadow Kiss palette, I'm pretty content with just using the different shades pretty evenly. I'll be curious to see if there's one that I lock in on. It wouldn't shock me if Dare gets locked in on, because I'm really enjoying that look, Dare or Eclipse. I don't think I could get Eclipse used up in the next month unless that was the only look that I did, and that's probably unlikely. But I wouldn't be shocked if Dare makes its way out of here. And then I'm just really hoping to widen the rest of the pans in these shimmery colors. I'm not sure where we're gonna go with shade. It'll be interesting to see what happens once Dare is gone, because that's really been the only color that I've been mixing with Dare. Once I discovered that brown from in here, like that taupey color in here that I liked a little bit better, I really haven't touched shade, and it wasn't too long after I got a tiny bit of pan on it, but just curious to see where we go. I am feeling really good that there's a high chance I'll be able to get a lot of these shadows used up in the next 4 months, because just 1 month of returning back to work has really put a dent in a lot of categories for me. So 3 more months of that can't be a bad thing. So I'm really curious to see where we go, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying the project as it's now picked back up since we're out of my makeup retirement. As always, thank you so much for being here and tuning in, spending some of your day with me. It means a lot to me, and I'll catch you in my next video real soon. Bye.